What is up? What is up? YouTube, how y'all doing? Hey, check this out, man. This might be one of the most important videos for a beginner. And I'm gonna explain to you why right after this intro. Let's check it out.
Growth's got a formula most never learn. You don't need luck or talent, structure is earned. If you're ready to build and you know it's your turn, start with the 4 free videos, earn as you learn. Click on the more below to sign up.
That's right, y'all. Click on links below, sign up for my 4 free videos, man. They give you a bird's eye view of everything. I want to do this video because it says, I got called out. Am I part of the problem? Whoa. Love that title. That is a title to make you want to click. I teach a YouTube course. The Growth Formula is a system that I put together. I got 4 YouTube channels. One of them got over 500,000 subscribers. And I promised everybody, once I figure this thing out and once this thing started making me some money and I quit my job and all that good stuff, I'm a full-time YouTuber, the whole 9 yards. We starting this channel new with all the information that Uncle Mike knows. And I do like a reaction channel. So I'm sticking with doing reactions for right now. I got videos coming up with just me talking, you just talking about what they talking about. No, I'm giving out information so you guys can understand what the deal is. And one of the things that's going to happen to any and everybody, somebody going to call you out. Somebody in the comment section is going to just lay into you. You don't know what you're doing. Your course costs so much money and all this. I mean, the whole 9 yards. I have had it over and over again. And I'm dying to see what happened with this. I got called out. So y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. This is what you should and should not do if you get called out. Let's check it out.
I got called out on my last video, in the comments of my last video, and it's making me think.
Okay.
Am I part of the problem? So buckle up. I got a lot to say today. This might be a little bit longer than normal, but I want to talk about this, talk it through. So I made a video a couple days ago, and it was about the lawsuit that wrapped up last week, where a young lady sued Facebook and YouTube for being responsible for her addiction to their platforms. And she won. Okay, she won $6 million, $4.2 million from Facebook or Meta, and $1.8 million from YouTube.
Dang.
Now they're both appealing that, and the results of that could reverberate through this industry for years to come. Like, it could have massive implications, and that whole video talked about that and why you as a creator, or those of you who want to be creators, need to be aware of what's going on there. Because if a million other people sue knowing that she was successful, $6 million is not much to YouTube and Facebook, but a million times 6 million is. So It's a big deal for them.
Right.
And for us as creators.
Yes.
So
it's a very big deal.
I put out a poll the next day, so Tuesday, the day of my live stream. I put out a poll on my community page where I asked your opinion. Who should be to blame for this, for how addictive social media has become? And I think it's a huge problem. It's a huge problem, especially for our kids. And for those really young who are about to come up through a world where social media is everywhere, right? It's a hard world. I mean, my kids are a little bit older now. They're in their 20s, so they've kind of gone through it. But I mean, I saw it. And it's not just kids, it's adults too. Anyways, I don't want to get too far into that. I put a poll on my community page where I asked your thoughts. Who's mostly to blame? And unfortunately, the YouTube polling system only allows me to put in 4 choices. Otherwise, it could have been several others. But the 4 choices I gave you were the platforms. Are they to blame for making platforms that are addictive? Is the individual to blame, right? Are the parents to blame? Parents of kids who get addicted, are they to blame?
Crazy. This is crazy.
And the fourth one I put down was government. And don't really know what I meant by that. Like, I mean, that's a different thing depending on where you live, what country you live in, right? Like, I'm in Canada. Most of my viewers are in the United States, though. And our governments are very different. I mean, they're both democracies, but there's a lot of differences, right? Canada is more of a social country with more, I mean, I'm not, this is not going to be a political thing, but generally speaking, there are more social nets available to people in Canada at a higher cost. We pay more taxes. So that's a very high level view, a distinction. Whereas in the States, lower taxes, maybe less social nets, social programs and things like that. So, but anyways, that aside, I was wondering if anybody thought the government should be to blame, or should they be responsible for putting guardrails in place, like laws, to tell people how to use social media, what should be allowed. I don't think that would fly in a lot of places, but some people think that's should be a thing. So anyways, I got a lot of comments, which is awesome. I mean, that was the purpose of that video. I wanted to generate a conversation. I wanted a dialogue, right? A debate, I guess. And I never even really put myself on any side here, because I don't know. I mean, I think about this. I'm wondering, like, who is to blame? Like, how do we fix this? And I don't think it's a problem that any one group can answer. I think it's going to be complicated, but we're dealing with it, right? It's a problem. Addiction in general is a problem. And one thing I said in the video was, I think humans by their very nature can be easily addicted to things, right? And not just social media, but anything, alcohol, cigarettes, anything, porn even, eating, right? Anything you could get addicted to, and whose fault is that? One could argue it's rooted in our very makeup, like how we're built, how we live. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but anyways, yeah, this video is going to be a little bit rambling. I got a lot of thoughts, and I brought no notes. This is kind of a brain dump, so I hope you don't mind. Where do I want to go with this? So if I recall, most people seem to put the blame on the individual, okay? But then, see, if I had more choices, that's a loud crow, if I had more choices for that poll, I would have made a distinction between the individual, just an individual, and maybe break that down further, like adults or kids. Huge difference there, right? Can we blame the kids? I mean, maybe ultimately they're the ones, spending so much time on social media, right? So I guess they're at fault, but, kids are kids, and they're not, we need to raise our kids right, right? And when I say we, I mean we as a society. I'm not necessarily putting the blame on, the social media platforms, parents, or whatever. I mean, schools is another option I could have put in there. I don't think it would have got a whole lot of votes, but like, who's responsible for raising our kids the way they are being raised right now? I think that changes. I think that's changed over the years. Right? I mean, if you go back a couple hundred years, society was totally different, right? Kids were raised in their houses, and
riding bicycles.
People had more kids back then, I think, because they wanted more people to at least.
They was riding bicycles outside playing, having some real fun, not using their thumbs and looking at this little pocket computer we call a smartphone. So this is wow, man. If that's the case, everybody should be suing liquor and beer companies because they being addicted.
Around here,
no.
They needed more bodies to help with the work and the chores, and whether it be farming or fishing or house chores or around the yard, whatever it is, the more kids you had, the more help you had, right? And then you'd send them off to school, and our school systems have improved over the years. And again, they're probably different. Well, they are different in every country. Every country has different systems. But I mean, I remember when I was younger, there were certain things you weren't allowed to do in school. And if you were caught doing them, you'd be punished. And now punishment in schools in the 80s was a whole lot different than it is today. And I have a daughter who's going to be a teacher, so that'll be interesting to compare.
Y'all don't remember the days of schooling when a teacher would actually spank you or put their hands on you, so to speak. Y'all don't know them days. And if that happened and your parents found out, you're going to get it again. But now, if a teacher put their hands on a student, the parents don't even care why or what they did. They could have did the worst thing in the world and a teacher put their hands on the kid. And the parent is immediately on the side of their kids. You don't put your hands on my kid. But he threw a little girl out the window. I don't care what he did. You don't put your hands on my kid. That's all they know. And that's where we at now. And that's embarrassing.
You know, the way I was brought up and the way I was raised to, you know, how they need to teach today, right, is different. Punishments, right? I remember, and I was never hit with it, but the threat was always there that if you did something really bad, you'd be sent to the principal's office. And he always had this, it was like a 12-inch long rubber eraser, right? And that, I mean, looking back, I'm sure, I mean, maybe he did use it, I don't know, but never use it on me. But the threat was there. He'd whack you with that, is what the stories were. We as kids would talk about that as, oh my God, I even saw it when I was in there, and right? Like, I think it was a scare tactic, but who knows? I'm sure you go back far enough, methods like that were used. Whereas today, you can't do that. You can't touch kids.
Can't touch
and
this.
Probably for the best, right? That's corporal punishment, right? That's not allowed these days. Where am I going with this? So schools could play a part. Schools play a part in teaching our kids, right? So you got kids when they're at home, you got kids when they're at school, and that is kind of their life. And when I say kids, I'm talking like younger, like early teens and younger. That's how they learn how to get around in society, right? So sure, there needs to be some responsibility by the parents, and there needs to be some responsibility in the schools too. I believe that. But I'm trying to get away from what I believe. I'm just trying to spark conversation here. These social media platforms and how they work. And I'm going to get to me being called out, and I'm going to put the comment on screen, and I'm going to talk about that.
Okay.
Because I am questioning. I am literally questioning my profession, like how I earn a living. Okay. And is it right? Is it morally right? It's just a point of conversation. So, the platforms. So these platforms came out in the early 2000s, I guess. Facebook 06 or 07 or something like that. Followed by Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. And I actually got some interesting comments saying YouTube and Facebook shouldn't be to blame. It should be more Instagram and TikTok. Well, it just so happened this was just one lawsuit, and the girl or the woman who sued Facebook and YouTube. She didn't sue the other ones, so the other ones couldn't be found liable, right? So that's just that, but that's one case, and there could be many, many other cases coming, especially if this one ends up being successful. So far, it's successful, but again, they're going to be appealed. Are the platforms to blame? Right? Are they to blame? They've made these technologically advanced platforms, systems, algorithms in such a way to not require, I'm fighting for the words. My English is not as good as I wish it was. They're making these platforms addictive, right? They're making it hard to put down. They're making it hard for us to put our devices down.
I thought that was the point. You know what I'm saying? The point is I want everybody to come to my website. All these platforms, it's nothing but a website. They just made the website so well that everybody wants to go to it. I want everybody to come to my website. I thought that was the point. Facebook did a great job getting a lot of people to come to their website. YouTube did a great job. Now you got TikTok, Instagram, Tumblr, all these other Reddit. All of them want everybody to come to we call it platforms, but it's a website. It's a .com, youtube.com. That's a website, man. So now that they did such a great job, you want to sue them? I don't think, you don't got to go. You don't have to go to, I don't go to Reddit. I don't go to X. I want to. I just don't feel LinkedIn. I don't mess with LinkedIn. How can they all addictive. The cell phone company, I need, Samsung, I'm coming to sue you. I'm going to sue you because this thing is addicted. When I leave my house and my phone is not with me, I panic. Oh my God, I'm addicted to it. I want to eat it. I'm going crazy. Where's my millions of dollars? What? I'm addicted to food. I'm addicted to water. I'm addicted to breathing. I'm addicted to breathing. Come on, man. This is ridiculous. Pause. All right, y'all. I had to use the restroom, but I want to see what he was accused of. Let's go.
Okay. I mean, you see jokes or memes on social media, like jokes around, when was the last time you went to the bathroom without your phone? Right? I think a lot of people do that. Guilty, right? Go to the bathroom with your phone and end up in there longer than you otherwise would have been. Longer than, say, people I wonder if anyone's done a study on that. How long do people spend in the bathroom today, on average, versus 30 years ago? I bet you that would be eye-opening. But anything, right? There's another argument about things really haven't changed, because if you go back to the 80s, right, there was a lot of concern about how much time kids were spending watching TV. Right? They're just staring at a screen, staring at that tube, right?
Watching cartoons,
television. Yeah. And it's, they're wasting away their childhoods. Well, I bet you if you're around my age and you think back to when you were younger, you probably long for those years, right? Compared to today, where everybody is seemingly on their phone at all times. I mean, just look at a sporting event or a concert, right? If you're at a concert, how many people in front of you are holding their phones up to try to record what's going on? Or at a sporting event, how many people are actually taking pictures and taking videos of what's going on instead of actually watching it themselves? I personally think that's a little bit sad. But have I done it? Yeah, I have. Right. I've got some videos of some pretty cool concerts and sporting events. Mm-hmm. Part of the problem. And I'm going to circle back to that. So, where am I going? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Leave a comment below if any of this resonates with you, if you want to add your 2 cents. Who do you think's to blame? How do we fix this? I mean, that's ultimately where I want to go with this. How do we fix this? Who's responsible? The platforms, I'm sure, are going to end up being held partially responsible for building systems that are addictive. What's the right word? I keep getting it wrong. It's an addiction. We're addicted to this thing that they're building, and they're spending time on trying to make it more addictive.
There you go. There you go.
The individual, adults, parents. So this is an interesting one. Who blames the parents for this? And how do you blame the parent? Well, until kids are of a certain age, right? And that age is probably slightly different, no matter what, depending on what country you're in. In Canada here, I think it might be I don't know if it's 18 or 16, but anyways, I don't believe you ever stop being a parent. That's just the way I look at it. But parents are responsible for their kids until they're a certain age. And they should be responsible for teaching them the ways of the world, right? Like how to exist, how to get along with people.
Okay.
Manners. Right,
Okay.
that's a whole other topic. Like, where did all the manners go?
That's what I want to know.
I feel like that's an issue. Like, kids today are I'm generalizing here again. Anyways, that's a tangent. But parents, how do we hold parents accountable? Right? Here's an interesting thought that those of you who immediately blame the parents, I'd like you to think about, and that is, parenting today, I think, is a whole lot harder than years gone by. I'm not absolving parents from their part in this. I think it's incumbent upon all parents to raise their children the best way that they can. And therefore, I think there's some responsibility there for sure. But where was I going with that? Parenting is hard. Parenting is hard. I mean, when we brought our kids up, I remember when kids were born. I mean, happy times, but scary times. Like, how do we do this? And you lean on your parents a little bit for some advice, or we did anyways. A lot of people do, because otherwise, how would you know? I mean, you can talk to your family doctor. I guess there are classes you can take. I don't really remember taking any classes, but like, how do you learn how to be a parent? And I'm just throwing this out there. I'm not absolving parents of any responsibility here, but the fact of the matter is, when you become a parent, you're about to embark on doing something that you've never done before. Okay? You're a parent for the first time with your firstborn. And you've got to figure some stuff out. And there are ways to get help. There are the grandparents. There are friends who already have kids. But I mean, once you go be your doctors, whatever, the elders, your elders, right? Wise people. I mean, how was it done in the old days? You'd probably go to the resident old person in your community and say, how am I supposed to do this? Like, you go for some advice, right? Where do we get our advice today?
From YouTube.
Right? Where do we get our advice today?
From YouTube.
A lot of us are deep into our phones all the time. I mean, back in the 80s and 90s, maybe it was TV. People would get their advice from TV or learn the ways of the world from TV. That's kind of a scary thought. But, I mean, we've got these outside influences. And we're being peppered by information all the time. And it's not a lot different than it was in the 80s. In the 80s, again, it was TV, radio, right? Those sorts of things. Today, it's social media. I mean, how many people get their news from TV anymore? A lot of people don't know where to get the news because a lot of news outlets are not necessarily incentivized, is that the right word? To report the proper news. It's the news they want you to hear, right? So like a lot of times today, if you say something, oh, I heard this, somebody might say, oh, where'd you hear that? And you say, oh, TV. And they'll say, well, which station did you watch? Like, that was never a thing when I was growing up. Like the news was the news. News is more opinion now, a lot less fact-based. But anyway, there's another rabbit hole we can leave for another day. I want to come back to me being called out. So before that, though, again, I don't know what the answer is. I don't know who is ultimately to blame. I believe we all play a part in this, in trying to figure this out, this whole social media thing. How do we either make it less addictive, or how do we teach our kids through it? And I spent a lot of time here today talking about kids, and it's not just about kids. I mean, we adults are addicted to it too, right? I mean, I think it's Here's another example. I think it's sad if you go to a kids event, like say a soccer game or a hockey game or football game, whatever the kids are playing, and just take a look in the stands at what the parents are doing. Right? Are they on their phones? A lot of them are. So, anyways. Where do I know? And I'm going to leave. This is going to be a one-take video. I hope you don't mind. This is real. So, where was I going? I got called out. So in that video, I got called out in the comments several times. And the reason I got called out, and I'm going to put it up on screen now, is because I had an ad in that video.
Okay.
Right? That video was sponsored. I got paid from a company I believe in.
Right.
To put an ad in that video. Not specifically that video, that was my choice, but I got called out basically saying that isn't it ironic that I put that in a video where I was calling out how addictive these social media platforms are, but I put an ad in there for a company that helps make videos. Short form videos. So I got called out with that. Isn't that ironic that I did that? So my response was, and I got this below too, basically I think you missed the point. I didn't really take a side one way or the other. I just wanted to kind of encourage people to discuss this and make people aware of it and tell creators or those who want to be creators that I think is something you need to be aware of and to watch this space. But it got me thinking, and I said this in the video too, and I'm still thinking about it. Am I part of the problem? Am I part of the problem? And that raises another potential group of people who could be at blame for what's going on, and that is the creators themselves. Like, should we blame creators for how addictive social media is? Should we?
God dang. Oh my God. Is that the case? Everybody just need to stay in. If you, come on, where do you stop it at? Where do you stop the blame at? If I put on my clothes and my tennis shoes and I look so good with my hair cut, my threads, right? Talking about my threads. And people are addicted to trying to wear the same type of clothes I'm wearing. Can you be addicted? The word the addiction is where the problem is lied at. The part of the addiction should be on the human being, period. What are you talking about? Now we talking about the creator. I done fought to make my videos and my channel so well. That's what we all that's what the course is about. How do I make my videos better so people will like it and people will get addicted to seeing Uncle Mike on screen? You might as well go after every actor in the movie. Denzel Washington, Tom Cruise, Tom Hanks. I'm addicted to Denzel Washington movies. Denzel drop a movie, Uncle Mike is there to see it. I'm going to catch it on Netflix. I'm going to catch every movie Denzel was in. I want to see it. Now I need to go sue him. I'm addicted to you, man. What? I call you back. That's ridiculous.
Right? If somebody is addicted to TikTok, whose fault is that? Is it the fault of the creator who made a funny cat video that people are watching over and over and over again? Right? Or any funny video? I mean, if somebody's addicted to social media, they're probably watching one video for 5 to 10 seconds or less and scrolling through, and then another one and another one. So in an hour, you could probably watch, gosh, how many? Hundreds? 1,000? I don't know. How many videos could you watch in an hour if you're doom scrolling, right? Are the creators responsible for that? Or are the platforms responsible for that? Right? For making these platforms available to anybody. Are the parents responsible for letting their kids, excuse me, I burped, hope that wasn't too loud. Are parents responsible for letting their kids use these platforms? Should they be held accountable? Are schools responsible for not teaching about these platforms more in the schools? Right? Or demanding phones be checked in
there you go.
upon entry of a school. Well, I mean, one argument against that would be a parent might say, I want my kid to have a phone in case anything happens. I need them to be able to reach me. Right? Valid concern. I'm not, as you might have guessed, I'm not really given any answers here because I don't know the answers. I think we as a society have to come up with the answers. Right? It's just one of many problems that our society has, I suppose. But yeah, what do you think? Are creators responsible? Was it tone deaf, his word, not mine, of me to put an ad in that video promoting a short form content video editing app, right? And if so, right, where does a creator get sponsorships? Like what companies would be off limits? Was it just a matter of that video should not have had that particular ad in it? I don't think the responsibility really falls on a company who has made a piece of software that helps people make videos. I think that is personally going a little bit too far, but I understand. I mean, the irony was not lost on me. So I don't know. I'd be interested to know what your thoughts are. And if that's the case, if you think that company is partially responsible and therefore I shouldn't have put that ad in there, what should I have done instead? Like what companies are not off limits? Like what about camera companies? I mean, these cameras are like this phone that I'm using here makes making videos very easy. Should Apple be responsible for making it so easy to make videos that I could put online that people could get addicted to? Assigning blame. It's a tricky subject, right? It's a tricky thing. And, I don't know what the answer is. So, but it has me questioning things. Like, I don't know. Like, you tell me. You tell me what you think. I mean, if creators can't get brand sponsorships, how does a creator make ends meet? And I'm not trying to turn this around like that. Just, I don't know. I don't know what to think. I would love to know what you think. Who should be responsible? I don't know. I just think it's an interesting thing. Is that all I wanted to say about it?
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
I think so. We live in some crazy times. I don't know what the answer is. Social media, I think, is a problem. I mean, I stopped using Facebook quite a while ago. Not quite a while. I mean, only a couple of years ago, or maybe only a year ago. I don't know, a couple of years ago. Stopped using it a lot. I mean, there was a point where I was using it a lot. And it's just spending too much time on it. It started off, I'm talking about Facebook now, started off as a way to connect with people, which was pretty cool when it came out. Like, that was really cool. And it was the thing, let's get on Facebook, blah, 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 right? And it was pretty cool. And my kids were super young when that came out. I mean, my kids were, I don't know when, I think I would have gone on Facebook in 2007. My kids were born in 99 and 02. So they were quite young, but eventually they had it. So that as they were growing up, I was on Facebook, right? And my friends, family, so my kids grew up with knowing what social media was. And then they had phones at a relatively young age. Like, how old is too young to have your own device, right? There's a question. And back to the parents for a minute. Parenting, I think, is super hard. There's a lot of things, and like, who knows what the right answer is. I mean, it's one thing to blame a parent for a kid getting too addicted to something that the parent has allowed that kid to use, but again, it's new to them, I'm sure. I don't know, I feel like I'm talking in circles now, but I'd be interested to know what you guys think. I'm kind of wrestling with this a little bit right now, not knowing what the answer is. And I'd love to know what you think. I love doing this, by the way. I love being a content creator, making videos. Making videos like this is, I think, pretty cool. If I get a thought that I want to share with you, it's pretty neat to be able to pick up my phone and make the video and then put it on social media. But I also don't think this is the type of content that people get addicted to. I could be wrong, but I mean, this video, I don't know how long it is. What is this? Gosh, this is going to be a 30-minute video. I hope that's okay. But you know, it's when I think of people getting addicted to social media, I don't personally think of YouTube. Maybe the shorts, but not the long form videos. Because this is more like, I mean, it's 30 minutes now, right? So this is more like a TV show, really, than it is doom scrolling type of piece of social media. Anyways, I probably talked about this long enough. Love to know your thoughts on this, what you think. Where should the balance?
Man, I think that I don't understand how in the world they lost this case in the first place. Somebody saying, I'm gonna sue Facebook because I'm addicted to it. I think you need to go to counseling. I mean, if that's the case, you should be suing alcohol, weed, whoever, drugs and stuff. I don't know. That is, man, come on, man. I don't know what to say. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this addiction. This don't have nothing to do with YouTube, man. I'm gonna get on up out of here. I'm done. Y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell them Uncle Mike told you so. Just don't sue me and say you're addicted to Uncle Mike. Peace out.